they live in? How would you like to connect soccer fans around the world live during their favorite team's match? How would you like to design, develop, and distribute mobile apps that do exactly that? Our guest today not only enjoys creating these products, but creating the videos that promote them. Today's guest will talk about how he first took interest in creating short movies and how, after many years working in a completely different field, he's once again striving to bring characters to life. The Humanities Mass Communications Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now, join our host, Josue Vilson, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, and operating cameras, and acting has talent for the first time today. The guests you will see on today's show are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student has written, directed 4 different productions. This program will give us the chance to talk about themselves and the productions they created, and give you a chance to get to know them and enjoy some of the work they've been doing during this semester. Our guest today is the professional app developer who first took interest creating films in his childhood and now recently developed headfirst into acquiring the skills to create feature productions. We would like to meet you today with today's guest, Bruno Olivieira. How you doing today, Bruno?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
It's nice to have you on the show. So I understand you took on this talent since you was a little kid. Can you tell us more about it?
Sure. It's actually an interesting story. I was like 9 years old, and when I was watching TV, I believe it was the Big Man show, and they were talking about how studios create clay animation. And when I learned that they create frame by frame and actually moving the characters by hand, that blew my mind. And as soon as the show was over, I ran to my mother and said, "Mom, please buy me a lot of clay so I can do some animation." And she said, "Bruno, I'm not going to buy you clays, but you have a lot of Legos just sitting around there. Just animate your Legos instead." And I said, "Oh, that's actually a good idea."
Oh, okay.
So that's what I did. I got my Legos, my father's camera, and I was to create some Lego stop motion animation. And I brought some to show you.
Okay, that's great. Let's
Just
have a look.
bear in mind, this is a 9-year-old job, so it's not going to look very professional, of course. And that was it. And my father's camera was not a photograph camera, which is nowadays would be a lot better to do a stop motion animation. So I had to do on a video camera, and it has a problem to rewind the tape every time you stop it.
Right.
And that's why it's so slow, and because I had to actually film a lot of seconds on each frame instead of a few milliseconds. And for some reason, I just enjoy doing some car crashes.
Great. How long did it take to
thank
do
you.
like this specific one?
I wouldn't recall. It was like 20 years ago, but I was just doing that on the weekends, and I loved doing it. My friends were all playing video games and playing football, and I was creating these movies at home. And then a lot of time has passed. I went to work by developing these apps, and I learned to create some videos to promote these apps, which you watch what we're seeing right now. And I had also a lot of fun doing these videos. And this is one app that I created to connect people with the city they live in, to see what's around and stuff. It was some time ago already.
Kind of like an Instagram, sort of.
Yeah, kind of. A little bit, yeah. It was
But better,
has
right?
a little to do with Instagram. It's just different purpose.
Okay.
It wouldn't be better than Instagram, but it's a completely different purpose. And this is some animation I tried to do for the same app. You know? And this other app is the one that connects soccer fans, and they can chat during the match they're watching all around the world. And we actually inspired on this mosaic to create some effects in the app and also in the video. There it is. Whenever you send a message, you can put this effect on it, and it was very cool, very fun to create. I had loved doing those short videos to promote these projects.
All that looks amazing and is really impressive.
Thanks.
Can you tell us why you decided to take the TV production course?
Right. After I created these videos for promoting these apps, I was having so much fun, and that was actually the most fun I ever had working. And the results were surprising me because they were better than I thought they were going to be. And then I saw maybe a career opportunity there. And so that's why I decided to get back to doing animating characters again. Of course, this time I'm going to learn like 3D animation instead of stop motion probably. And that's why I took this course. I wanted to learn how to create animation, and of course animation has all the same techniques that is used to create videos, and that's why I took this course.
That's the real amazing thing, going through with your dreams. Can you tell us what are some of the most useful things you learned since taking this course?
Right. I learned a lot of stuff, especially on pre-production, like to create diagrams of shooting locations and the 180-degree line, which was very important to creating my projects. And also some cool camera tricks like poor man's dissolve, which I never heard about it, and shift focus, which it adds a little touch to the projects. And of course, the guidelines for good composition, like emotional lines, and that helps you create a visual cue of the story you want to say. And yeah, there was a lot of different cool skills that we learned in this course that helped me very much.
Okay. And I understand that you worked on 4 productions while in this course. Can you tell us about them?
Sure. The first one was the student studies that we created as a learning sequence. We had to create like a lot of shots and put them together in a sequence. And there it is. And I actually struggled with the lighting in my apartment to create this movie because we had to do it without windows open.
Is that called the poor man's lighting?
Sorry?
Is it called the poor man's lighting?
Yeah, it should have. It should be. I don't know. This project was a very learning experience because I had never done a project like this, and I was shocked of how much work has to do. And this is the cup of tea, which the lighting is already looking a lot better, and we use a lot of cuts in the action to create that sequence, like that one.
Okay.
And this is my wife. She helped me a lot to create these projects. She worked just as hard as I did. And that was a little better to do because now I already had some experience. I actually knew a little bit of what I was doing, and it was a nice project to do. Next is the nature project, and the nature project was all about the guidelines for good composition. So I had to use the rule of thirds, framing, as you can see now with the tree trunk there, framing the bird's way, and emotional lines all the time. This one is actually
That looks amazing.
geometry, and the shift focus and the poor man's dissolve, which we get to use this. There you go, shift focus right there. And we get to use these cool camera techniques that I actually applied to this next project, which is the orange project. Now I apply all these techniques that I learned with this previous project to create this one, which was the most experience we had because we had to create this script and all the project from beginning to end. And that was a very fun project to do. And I put all this previous skill that I learned into this final project.
Now, I'm sure you love all your projects, but you have to have like your favorite one of them that you just love the most. Which one is it?
Right, I love all the projects, like you said, but with the one that was my kid was this orange project, probably because we had to create the script.
Oh, okay.
And I actually designed the project so I could actually shot it, the shots that I wanted to do, and there it is. I had so much fun doing this project, and I get to apply the skills that I used in the other projects, like a shift focus that's happening right there, to the phone that keeps ringing, and the guy with the headphones never see that his wife's calling. And this guy is going to be in a lot of trouble in this movie. And I don't want to spoil the experience if you good. I hope you had a chance to watch it. But yeah, that was the best project by far because I created the script and apply all the techniques. And this time I actually knew what I was doing, and I put some lights to make the shots look better.
Oh, okay.
And the results were a lot better than the previous projects.
You got to drink beer with the orange.
Yeah, that's a good addition to it.
Right. Now, you mentioned a number of things that you learned during the course of this class. What would you say is the most interesting to you, and how would you use it in the future?
Right. The most interesting to me was the cuts in the action, because it keeps the flow of the story going, and you're not going to lose the audience if you do the cuts right in between the action. If you don't, maybe they're going to feel something is funny, and then suddenly they're not paying attention to the story anymore, and they are focusing on the technique. And cutting in the action helps me to remove this barrier and keep the audience focused on the story that I want to tell. And going ahead in the future, as I plan to study 3D animation, and I'm going to use that as well with the animation, because basically whenever you're trying to tell a story using a screen, you're probably going to use all these techniques that we learn in this course, and especially the cuts in the action.
Well, that is great to hear, Bruno, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of your productions in the future.
Yeah, I hope you have a chance.
Today, we got to meet someone who shared with us his passion for watching and creating movies. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned here at NCC to create short films. He also plans to use his knowledge from TV1 to advance the studies of the art and techniques of the feature film production. We would like to thank Bruno Olivieira for joining us today. Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice to have you. We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you, and have a good day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Josue Vilson, directed by Brooke Cirillo. I'm your announcer, Caitlin Cleary. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.